Peace. Alafia. Hatepu. Assalamu alaikum. Namaste. I am Ra Yukawa, Lord Raski Almighty of XXX Alchemy, the Alchemy of Temptation. Here with the introduction for the forthcoming podcast. It'll just be me tonight. Tonight for me, maybe the rising when you listen, maybe the midday. But it'll just be me for this one, and it'll be relatively short. But in the coming episodes or entries, I know that I want to include some of my friends, loved ones, family members. It'd be a very introspective and reflecting podcast for myself personally, but also for them. I want to ask deep questions. Deep is an understatement and a cop-out. I want to ask questions that really most people don't really think about in their day-to-day. It'll take a rare occasion such as a podcast or something of that sort for somebody to really sit and think about it. You know? And those questions will revolve around the heart space. The heart space and emptiness, loneliness, heartbreak, loss, healing, and growing through those things. I feel it's very necessary. And I feel that I have a way of approaching it that'll be very, very necessary in this moment. The whole moment of this podcast. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to it very much so. The bulk of these podcasts will be locked, private, secretive. So not just anybody will be able to hear these. Only the alchemists, those who have subscribed to XXX Alchemy and our members, you know. And then every now and then I may have a free one that I might drop. And I mean, rarely. I'm really big on low-keyness and exclusivity, you feel me? It's very important to me. Intimacy is very important to me. And knowing that people pour intention into their interaction with me is important to me. So, intention beyond just seeing, but intention as in growing and developing something with my work, you know? So, the alchemists, you all do that. So, this will be for us. And for those rare, very, very, very rare, seldom occasions, everyone else, you know? But I'm grateful to be here, and I'm grateful for all of you listening in this moment. As you can see, this is for everybody in this moment. And today, what I'd like to touch on very briefly is something that I spoke about with my fondest muse ever, Solo, way back in the day. We spoke about, I had asked her a question and then, or maybe she asked me it first. We threw back and forth this question about whether there had ever been a time when we didn't love ourselves. She asked me if there's ever been a time when I didn't love myself, and I asked her vice versa, you know. And I remember my response. I remember hers. But I want to revisit it for myself in this now moment, you know. And I maybe will share my response from then, maybe at a later time, maybe in a later podcast, maybe in an entry. But I do want to say that currently, what I feel in the now, in my bones in the now, and knowing what I've known, looking back and moving forward, throughout this life, this journey that I've been on, when that question is asked, when I hear that question, if there's ever been a time when I didn't love myself, I know that now I have a lot of love for myself. I know that that took a lot of being alone. It took a lot of time. Time tells all. Everything you need to know. It heals everything. And that has taught me how to take my time, to value time, the sacredness in time. I've always been a slow burn anyway, so now I'm just accepting that and embracing that. And in that, I'm finding more self-love. I think before I used to just try to control time. Have control over my time. I think in the Western society, we tend to really, there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress due to that, trying to control time, trying to put a gauge on it. And having set marks of when you should be doing certain things and how you should be, where you should be at by this time, by this age, and all these different things. That's cool. That's okay, But I feel like because of that, because we're just going from one thing to the other in time rather than just sitting with the now. In that we lose ourselves. We lose ourselves in the interim. You feel me? With that being said, I feel like I haven't really had the time. No, I'm gonna say I didn't have it. We all have time, right? It's what we do with it. It's how we use it that matters. And I feel like in the time that I've had in my life, in retrospect, I hadn't used it wisely enough to sit and love myself entirely in the way that I do now. And it's not that I love myself entirely, but I do. It's I feel like nothing is absolute. So it's just more so the fact that I am open to myself, my heart. More than my heart just being open. I'm open to my heart. Like in grade school, you don't really learn about, you don't got a class on self-love, you feel me? In this modern society that most live in, you don't have a class on self-love. You don't have you're not taught those things. You got to learn them yourself. unless your parents, teach you that, unless you have your own society and world where you're taught that. Like Lord Basquiat. But definitely still, even when you're taught that, it's one thing to learn it from being told it and all these different things, but you have to actually put these things in action and deal with it in real life. Like, you can be trained for the mounting of your powers, but when it actually happens, nobody really knows what exactly will happen. Not even the elders sometimes, you feel me? What's really going to happen when you're mounted. That spirit, that can't be contained or determined entirely, but to a certain extent, So it's something you literally have to go through time with, time, and let time sit with you. Listen to it, trust it, and move in it, damn near become it. Just dissolve yourself with time, make peace with time, understand time. I'll end this answer to the question by referencing one of my favorite books, The Alchemist, by Paulo Coelho. I don't know I think that's right. Paulo Coelho. So, in that book, little Santiago, he has to learn how to trust his heart, really. That's one of the things, and able to understand the language of the world, and able to realize his destiny in relation to all of the experiences in his life. And it's a very beautiful thing because it taught me, and I think about it often as I move forward in my life, it taught me that you really have to talk to your heart. You really have to I touch my chest, with my right hand. I touch it and what are you feeling? What do you need? You can tell me. I'm going to listen to you. And I'm here for you. And I know you are working with me, not against me. I do that with my heart. I say that to it. Just trusting it. And in that, I trust myself. All I am is heart. Heart space. Like Solana. Lady Solana. So, just doing that has taught me how to really love myself, because my heart tells me everything. Your heart tells you everything, just as time does. They are like one and the same. Heart and time. Time is time, space, heart, space. They're one and the same. They function as one, like chi, energy, prana, ashe is one. Time and heart is one in that way. It's the same energy. It's the divine life force and source. So when I tap into my heart, I'm tapping into time and I'm coming one with time. And letting all of it tell me, my heart, time, and moving alignment, divine alignment. Just like my tattoo on my thigh, 222. Right time, right place, right mind, right now, right direction. From Janae, yes. But yes, that is everything to me, and that's what's been helping. That's what has helped me and has been helping me. So, was there ever a time when I didn't love myself? Of course. Also, when you don't love yourself, you love yourself at the same time, because you're learning. It works hand in hand. It's one side of this, it's one coin, just two different sides of it. It's always like that with everything. The mutually arising opposites is all it is. Not entire, absolute different opposites. Not everything's connected. So, I've been learning. And the way to tap When you listen to your heart, breathe, listen to time, you tap into the full coin, and you're not just stuck on this one side of not loving yourself. You know, you're able to see the full spectrum and fully heal, not by ignoring the other side of the coin where you don't love yourself, but by wrapping your arms around it, embracing it, breathing into it, kissing it, sealing it with your love. You know? Thich Nhat Hanh also says within one of his books that I like to read as well, that you need to fear, which is the opposite vibrational frequency of love. When you experience that, you don't just like suppress it to be courageous, you know. You listen to it as if it's a child. You speak to it, ask it what it needs. And wrap your arms around it, you know. Nurture it. You nurture your fear. Just like you don't kill your demons, you dissect it to see what it's feeding on. You feel me? The matrix that it's feeding on. And that's something that I wrote. But I also got that from somewhere else too. It's all one. But yes, there hasn't. It's always been a time. Because time is everything. All right, I'll see y'all next time. Pun intended.